So hello and welcome back guys to another trade recap. So today we are going to be doing the trade recap that I have taken just now before around like 2 hours ago. So yeah, let's just quickly go over through the trade. Today's date is 13 Jan. So we're going to the week daily time frame. So what I had a mixed, I had pretty loose bias going on to my session timing. So overall, if you see this daily time frame, it had already taken out this previous day high while I was in the market. Okay. So now if I go to the 15-minute time frame, you see here how the CPI data which had come out, it was very neutral. Everything was neutral. So that was pretty confusing. Core CPI had was a little bit low, but if you see CPI means this one, both were pretty accurate. And I was expecting like kind of a bearish downfall, bearish momentum from the CPI, but I didn't expect that the market will just take over this high within the single candle. And if you see the 1 minute time frame, it did just do that within like 3 minutes. The market took out this buy side liquidity, and this was also the previous day high. Okay, so if I just remove this, so this was the previous day high, and market took it out in the CPI. Now, what all my raw liquidity which was going on to the day, so I was hoping that the market can eventually play around inside this range, and we can target this previous day high as my buy side liquidity or overall draw liquidity. But since that didn't happen, that already got taken, then we formed another buy side liquidity, and the market went on to take this, and we had a massive SMT with S&P 500. Okay, I will not show you that one, but it had a, let me just check if it shows. Yes, so see, with S&P 500 it had a massive SMT, so which gave me a more confidence that the market would likely trade lower to the sell side liquidity and eventually go and take the 4-hour FBG. Okay, so now going on to the macro time frame. If you see, I had gotten the trade on exactly like second minute of the macro opening. Go to the journal. It was a pretty good day for me today overall. See, if you see 9:51 a.m. So exactly the macro. The next minute I've got my entry, and this was on the 30-second time frame. So we see here, this is the 5 minute time frame. So now this is the, let's just put the 1 minute here as of now. So we can see both together. So 30 second, I'm just watching the market. See, overall here, I had pretty confident bias that I'm targeting this 4 hour as my draw on liquidity, because so I had a fixed draw. So now the thing that happened was, within this displacement, the market had already tapped into the 15-minute FBG. But this I didn't consider as my nearest draw on liquidity because this has already been tapped one time before. Okay. So I just play the 30-second clip. If you see, it had rejected here, then it broke through. Then the market moved. Then this was my of official change in the state here. Okay. So this was my initial change in the state. It's technically this candle, but since we had a little bit volume imbalance to the downside, so I had considered the wick of this for as my CSD. So as after this displacement, I have not entered the market as of now. Then we had a opening here. So exactly on this point, I've entered that. I would have probably gotten a better entry. I would have just waited for this to get taken. So as you can see, this would have increased like quite a lot. So now I was thinking that the market is very like looking like it will just fall off very quickly after this movement. So since we got a 30-second move here, then I quickly put my entry there. If you see the session recording, every time I forget to show the session recording. Okay, so first I'll show you the execution. So this is the execution. If you can see exactly, this is exactly here. I've exactly opened the trade here. After this spike here, I've entered this here. Some I thought I got the fill here, but my fill was pretty shit. I've like got it here. I placed it somewhere around here, but the market, it reacted pretty quickly while the market was here. Okay, my stop loss was here, and my initial take profit was here, which got hit eventually. So now if I just close this part, this is the official trade of today. So now let's go on to the session recording. So we see the session recording here. Opened my session recording around 9:49 p.m. If you see in the next 1 minute, I got my entry here. So we got a change in the state here. This is my official change in the state. Now I'm looking for a pullback. I have already opened up my broker and I'm looking for a pullback for entry. But we didn't get a pullback. We got directly tap into the 15-minute fair value gap. Okay. See, we directly got a tap here. I have not entered the market here. Now I've entered the market here. Okay. At this point, I've entered the market. I've got an entry somewhere here. I thought I've got the entry around here, but I got it around here. Okay, so here I put my stop loss placement. Here my first stop loss was above this high, but then after this low got taken, I put my stop loss to this high. Okay, see, I waited here. Initially, I thought I got stopped out in this habit. Same thing happened with yesterday's trade. You see here. So this was my entry, and if you are not have watched the previous video, you can go and check it out. So we see, I got like it was like 1 point away from getting stopped out. So yeah. So overall, that was the overall session recording. So if you see here, and here I entered. Then I was hoping. I didn't hope anything. There was no mistakes from my side. I think only mistake that had happened was early entry, and like I didn't consider this as a mistake, as like many times the market just gives a little bit pullback and eventually just falls back down. Okay, so that's why I could have waited for the entry here, but I didn't do that. That's kind of a mistake, kind of not a mistake also. Okay, so the market just ended up playing here. In here, this pump multiple times I had thought that I'm going to get stopped out here, but that didn't happen because my drawn liquidity was, I was pretty confident in the drawn liquidity. Okay, so here I just start doing the journaling, and then the market starts falling. So here I put my SL trail. After this point got taken, I put my stop loss to here. Then this part got taken out pretty quick. The market was ranging here. Now if you see here, wait, okay, now I'm just putting the screenshot. Now if you see from here, the market fell very quickly. So after as this 4 hour, this is the 4 hour FBG, okay, this black box. So as the market quickly fell here, there was one part of me saying that the market will retrace from here because this is the 4 hour FBG. Most likely, I have backtested that whenever it comes to the 4 hour FBG, we see a slight rejection. So, and if the market does want to continue higher, it continues higher. But my initial draw was this. So I have not, I could have left a few runners just for the market to keep on going. But I didn't do that. As we fell here, I didn't take any partial here. I just closed the entire trade after this move. Okay. See here, the market came here, PT1. This is the profit target one. But as the market came, it fell through very quickly and eventually hit this. So if the market would have stopped here and then retraced little bit, then come here, then I would consider leaving a little bit runner super. But since it displaced through this previous low, then I had considered to just close because this most likely it was a sweep and technically did count as a sweep. Okay, if you see here, I closed just the market here. Okay, so there's here recording. So if you see here, let me just play this. Let's do the 1 minute and here 5 minutes. So it's a premium, that's why I can show you nicely what trades and all I have taken. So here now as you can, as after this we did get nice pullbacks here. Okay, so here I would have gotten stopped out eventually, even if I have not closed all my position here, I would have gotten stopped out here because technically after you take out partial and it hits your overall drawn liquidity, you put a stop loss to break even. There was no reason for me to keep my stop loss here, and eventually see if I would have gotten stopped out at my exact entry point. Okay, then the market just kept on going lower, and eventually I am out of the trade, so it doesn't matter if the market just falls through the ground. Okay, so eventually my overall sell side liquidity it got taken here. Here it got taken, and now it's the market is still reversing. So yeah, that was today's trade, and everything did work out nicely. So now it has already rejected here. This was also a trade here. sweep of this low, changing the state, pull back to the change the state, entry here. This was the second entry. Now if you see the second macro, I was not participating in the second macro, so exactly here. So this is technically the second macro. If I would not have taken this trade I would have taken 100 times. This would be my entry point. Stop loss here. I think so. This would have I would have gotten stopped out because most likely. Okay, I don't think so. I'd have got stopped out because my first profit target was here. So this is most likely this was just a less volume like more volume candle. Swept out the initial fair value gap here. Okay, so yeah, that was the overall trade. So yeah, thank you so much guys for watching. Bye bye. Take care.